Hello everyone, Rick Costner from About Floors and More. I want to go over with you today all of the things that you would need to do to get ready for your installation. And we're going to go room by room so you have a good idea of how everything is laid out and the things that you need to do to make the installation go smooth and as quickly as possible. When it comes to furniture, we will move all of your furniture. For example, a sectional couch, we'll take it apart and we would try to put it in an area that is that will get completely out of the room. For example, if we can move it into your garage, that would be a great place to put it. We may have to move things from room to room, but ideally we would like a big area that we could move all the furniture. And if you notice the little small items on top of the furniture, we would ask that you move all that and get that off the furniture. My installers will remove the furniture, move it as necessary, but they don't remove personal items, so we would ask you to do that. Also, if you have a little small area rugs and you would like to get those cleaned while we are doing the installation, that would be a perfect time to do that. You can talk to your sales associate about that and how we could get that done for you. If you look on this is a good example of small personal items that we would ask you to remove. Now, even if it's a permanent fixed piece of furniture in your living room, we would still ask that you remove it, and the reason for that is because of dust and because if some reason the installers are moving things around, they may hit it and knock it off. So we would ask you to remove those as well so that those don't get broken during the installation. As far as pictures on your walls, you have two options. One would be to take them down. That way, if you take them down and you store them somewhere, you know that they're not going to get dusty and they won't get knocked off the wall. The other option would be we could cover them in plastic and to protect them, but that's not a guarantee that it won't get the walls won't get hit and then they could possibly fall. So we would encourage you to go ahead and take down as much pictures as necessary in order to make the installation go smooth and so you don't have any damage later. Also, if you have any mirrors or anything like that, we would ask you again, take those down so that we don't have to worry about that. One item I would show you, if you have a chandelier, like in the case of like a fan, if you want that bagged up, we can bag those up for you so that we don't get dust on them. Or in case of a chandelier, we would bag them up with plastic so that they would not get the dust and all the dirt and everything. It'd be very difficult to clean later on. For a dining room, again, the furniture, we would ask that you take anything, place settings or anything off of the dining room so that we're able to move all the items as quickly as possible. One item I'd like to point out to you, if you're doing any type of hard surface, I would recommend to you to purchase the felt pads so that so that you're safe to not get your floor scratched after we install brand new floors. And I would encourage you to do that on almost any type of furniture that you have that you're going to be putting back in the house, whether it be wood, be vinyl, or laminate. It protects the floor and it prevents it from getting scratched by a nail or some type of thing that's protruding from the furniture. This area here is a really good example of a china cabinet, and I would encourage you for china cabinets that if you notice any type of items that are breakable and obviously of value and sentimental value to you, that you remove all those, take them completely out of the cabinet. Even the glass shelves I would have you remove. And then if there's stuff in the bottom we would ask you to, especially if it's heavy, we would ask you to remove it, because remember, our guys are they are flooring installers. They're not furniture movers by profession. So we would ask you to lighten the load for them as much as possible as well. Also notice all the personal items that would need to be off as well. This same thing here. This is a perfect example of a bookshelf or a cabinet. We would ask you to remove all this type of stuff so that we can easily move the furniture without worrying that we're going to break something or it's going to get lost or mishandled. A file cabinet, we would ask that you take out all of the files so that this could be moved easily as well. And then as we get over to the electronics, with computers and printers and that kind of thing, we ask that be disconnected. Again, we will move the computers, but we will not disconnect them or reconnect them when it comes time for the installation. In the bedrooms, the real important thing for bedrooms is a couple of things. One is we ask you to remove all the bed linens off of the beds the day of installation. We will then remove the mattresses and the box springs and the bed supports out of the room before we do the installation. If it's a mechanical bed, it may be an extra charge depending on how technical the bed is. And also, if the bed required a special setup, we would ask that you have the company who installed the original bed, if they would come and disassemble it and then assemble it later. And that's more for warranty, to protect you, so in the event that the bed wasn't put back together correctly, it would function correctly and it would still be covered under your warranty. As far as cabinetry and the dressers, we ask again, get everything off the top, and if there's anything heavy in the dressers, we would ask you to remove those. And this is very important because a lot of people put this have this kind of things in their bedrooms. If there's any type of little area that you keep diamond rings, you keep very precious mementos, or guns or those types of things, we remove them from the area of the installation and keep them in an area of the house that my installers won't be in. It's not that they're not trustworthy, but we don't want any type of problem later where things could have gotten misplaced, and then we're trying to figure out what happened to it and we don't know anything about it. So please, if you have any type of valuable items, please put them in a place that only you know where it is, or take it out of the house completely. And that's actually a way that we would know that it nothing happened to it during the installation. In the closets, when we are doing flooring in closets, we would ask you to do a couple things to get the job ready, to prepare for the installation. The first would be to remove anything that's on the floor, the shoes, containers, luggage, whatever you have in the closets. We would ask that you remove them off of the floor. The second thing we would ask you to do is any lower hanging shelves that have clothes on them. We would ask you to remove those clothes. Think of it this way: my installers are going to be working on their hands and knees, and so they need to basically not come in contact with anything while they're working on the floor. So high hanging clothes are okay, it's the low hanging clothes that are the problem. So anything on a lower shelf we would ask you to remove, and anything on the floor we would ask you to remove and get those out of the installation area. In the kitchen, there's a couple of things that we will do. If there's going to be a demolition of the tile or the existing floor, then we will take plastic and we will cover all of the cabinets to try to minimize dust getting in the cabinets, and we will put them over the bottom as well to protect any type of debris that flies up and it may hit the cabinets. We will remove the stove, and we will tile or install flooring all the way under the stove, as long as it's not a drop-in. If it's a drop-in, then it obviously doesn't matter. We'll move the refrigerator, and generally what we do with the refrigerator is we try to move it out, take care of the area underneath the refrigerator, and then move it back. What we try to avoid is disconnecting the water for the refrigerator in the event that it could cause a leak. So that's the reason we try to avoid that. If we can't avoid it, then we will have to disconnect the water line and then move the fridge, reconnect it, and then move it back after we're finished. As far as dishwashers, there's a small plate underneath the dishwasher, and that plate we will take off, and we will tile up to that past that plate, and then we will tile, and then we'll put flooring up to that plate, and then we'll put that plate back on so that you can't see it. So the dishwasher will never come out, and there's several reasons why we do not do that. One is you could have height problems if you try to get it in and out with a new floor underneath there. Second of all, it's connected with two water lines, and there's anytime you start connecting and disconnecting water lines, you run the potential for leaks. So we try to avoid that as well. The other thing we'll do, if you'll notice under the cabinets, is that there are matching. Your cabinets generally have matching shoe mold. And that shoe mold is very, very difficult to match. So what we try to do is we try to save the shoe mold. We take it off very carefully, and then once we are finished, we reattach that same shoe mold so that we don't have color variations trying to match with new shoe mold again. And we do that throughout with cabinets. As far as the regular shoe mold, we will put new shoe mold along the baseboards. In your laundry room, the washer and dryer, we will disconnect and we will reconnect at the end of the installation. We will take them completely, obviously, out of the laundry room. Generally, put them in the garage. And then once we finish the installation, we'll reconnect both the washer and dryer. In the event that you have a furniture piece vanity in your bathroom, one of the things that we have to do is the vanity has to be removed so that we can install the flooring all the way under. And this would be the same thing with a pedestal sink. If this is the case, then we'll have to get a plumber involved because of all the plumbing that's associated with this furniture piece vanity. So we would bring a plumber in. The plumber would then disconnect all of the plumbing. We would move it out, install the flooring, and then put it back, and then the plumber would reinstall everything, hooking up all the plumbing. If your stove is a gas stove, we will not disconnect or reconnect gas lines because it requires a technician that's qualified in that. So we ask that you contact your gas provider or your appliance where you bought your appliances from to find out who they recommend to disconnect and reconnect the gas stove. the last item I want to point out is when we are doing work, especially if we're doing work around toilets or we're doing work around any type of plumbing, then we would ask you to tell us where your water shutoff is. And in this would be a water shutoff. Usually they're located either in your garage or they're located outside your house where the water main comes in, and there would be a valve, usually just a gate valve that's a quick shut off to be able to shut the water off in the event that there's a water leak inside the house. If you do not know where your water shutoff is, we need, at a very minimum, we need to know where your meter is, because all of our installers are equipped with a water shutoff at the meter, and so they can go out to the meter and quickly shut the water off to the house. But we, at a very minimum, we need to know where your water line, where your water meter box is, so that we can be able to shut the water off.